Hey, boo, hey. I am feeling weird today. Got up, went to the gym, trained legs today with Armand. What was refreshing is that I felt great after our session, which probably means I'm going to be very sore tomorrow. But I felt great. I was like, wow. But I've been feeling weird and I've been thinking about it all day today because I think what is happening, I don't feel bored and I'm not ready to quit, but I think what I know about me is that if I don't have a goal and or I don't keep the goal in front of me and the why in front of me, then it's easy for me to get distracted. So sometimes when I quit things not just because they're hard, but because I get distracted. I see something else, shiny object syndrome, right? And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And then I want to do that, do that. And I look up and it's been 2 years later and I'm like circling back to the original thing I was supposed to do 2 years ago, but I had gotten distracted and went off on all these alternate routes doing other things. And that didn't end up working out. And I came back to the original thing. And I don't want to do that in this case, right? I feel like I've come too far. But today was the end of my 4th week training with Armand. And I'm like, okay, I have 2 more months left because I committed to about 3 weeks, 3 months worth of personal training sessions. And I started feeling like, okay, well, what's my goal? What do I have to show for the 4 weeks I just did? And now that I'm speaking about this out loud, I need to write that down. I need to write down what I've accomplished because right now I feel like I haven't accomplished anything. My weight is still about the same. I kind of feel like, well, I don't know because I didn't take beginning inches and I haven't done inches now, but I feel like the inches are the same. I feel like my inches are the same. I've weighed myself. The weight is about the same. Um, and I don't feel any different. I'm like, what am I doing? I put in all this work I put in all this money, number one, but number two, I put in all this work. And what is it getting me? Now I know when I sit down and really think about it, I can do a 20-minute 10-degree incline walk and I can breathe, right? I could barely breathe the first time I did it, and now I can do it and it's much easier. I can lift heavier than started out because our mom's given me like my program for the last couple weeks and it shows how the amount of weight I'm lifting is going up. Like today I did legs. I did twice as much weight as I did last week on the bench on the leg press and it was nothing. It was nothing. I mean, it was work, but I felt like honestly I could have did more. Don't tell Armand that. Because this boy he was straight just double it. At first he had 80 kg on the machine. I'm like, sorry, what are you doing? We did 20 kg total last time. You got it at 80. So he took it down and he was gonna take it all down back to 20 um total. And I was like, oh no, you could leave it at 40. So I did 40 instead of 20 and I felt fine. Like it work? Yes. And I did an extra set. So instead of doing 4 sets of 8, I did 5 sets of 8. And my legs feel fine. They don't hurt now. Again, I'm probably gonna hurt tomorrow. But I feel fine. And so that tells me I'm either getting stronger or I'm stronger than I originally thought. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm stronger than I originally thought or originally led on. I don't know. Um, but I say all that to say, because I don't have an exact goal in mind, I'm feeling kind of just lost. And what I've noticed is on my phone, because I do scroll on social media still, is that the algorithm, as soon as it picks up any type of interest you have, any type of discussion you had, right? So I've talked about my weight loss, my weightlifting, and so it's giving me all these posts now about weightlifting and losing weight, and I've seen some incredible transformations. I'm talking about ladies that are like in the 300s, some even close to 400 or high 200s, going down to 125 pounds, 150 pounds. They look amazing. And then I started thinking like, yeah, I want to do that. And I'm like, wait, I don't want to be that small, number one. And then number two, like weight loss is a different thing than weightlifting. And then I'm like, am I doing body recomposition? What am I doing? Am I just building muscle under the fat that I have? Or so I'm like, what am I doing? I'm unclear about what I'm doing. And my small fear is that without having a good, clear understanding of what my goal is month by month, yeah, at least month by month, that I'm going to get distracted and try to do something else. And I'm already trying because, like, Armand, he's taking 10 days off, right? For family stuff, holiday stuff. So the end of the year through the beginning of the year, he's taking 10 days off. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll take 2 weeks off because it equals about 2 weeks with the way my training sessions are set up. And I'll just do some fasting and I'll lose some poundage real quick, get my pounds moving, and then we'll pick back up the weight training. He's like, no, I don't want you to do that because then you'll lose some of your muscle. He doesn't, he hasn't fasted, so he doesn't really know how it works. But you can lose weight you can fast and lose fat while at the same time minimizing the amount of muscle you lose. I've done it before. I know how to do it, but I didn't feel like explaining that to him. It's whatever. And so he's like, "No, I want you to keep your training going while I'm gone." So he gave me my programs that we've been doing, like just a breakdown of everything we've been doing. I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll maintain that." Um, I'm also kind of bored with my food, and so I want to try vegetarian meals. Like I was eating chicken a day and I was just like, I don't know, it was just tasting really blah. It's the same thing I always order and which is usually fine. And today I was just like, I don't want to eat any more chicken. And I don't know, something in my brain about animals. And I'm not a, I don't know. It was just feeling weird. Everything was feeling weird today. And so I'm really trying to figure out what's going on. I think the first things first is to write down the non-victory scales I'm having as far as like strength goes, because then that can show me like, okay, Raven, you're making progress. You spent 4 weeks weightlifting. You are making progress. And then I think the second important thing is like to establish clear goals for myself for this because I know overall I want to be 180 pounds. Right now I'm 252. I'm between 249 and 252. That's where I'm at. Like I look every few days, I'll look, and that's the range I keep going back and forth between. I'm like, I want to be all in 240s right now, but I keep just going back and forth between 249 and 252. So I want to be 180 ultimately, mostly muscle, and I want to be 24% body fat, and I'm at 39% body fat right now. But that's a long-term goal. I'm not gonna get to 24% body fat in 2 months. Um, which is cool because I don't want to have a huge bunch of loose skin. You know what I'm saying? That's a good way to set myself up for loose skin. So I know it's gonna take me probably another year, the rest of 2026, and maybe even some of 2027, maybe like a year and a half, not sure. But to get to that, but I need something for the now. I can't think about a goal that's a year and a half away. I'm gonna lose sight of the mission. So I'm like, what can be my goal for January 2026? By the end of January 2026, this is what my health, fitness, wellness goal is. And then by the end of February 2026, like by the time my personal training sessions are up, what are my goals? I know for sure one should be knowing the correct form for each of these machines, right? Because I'm going to continue to lift weights on my own. So whether I'm using free weights or if I'm using machines, I need to know the correct form for each one of them so I don't hurt myself, right? So that is definitely a goal. I have to write that down. And then outside of that, I don't know, should it be like down 3% body fat? 3% times 12 months is 36% body fat down. No, that's a lot. Okay, so maybe not 3%, maybe 1% body fat down. Yeah, because I'm going from 39 to 24, it's like 15%. So yeah, like maybe 1% body fat down, and then I have to calculate how much that is and all that good stuff. Um, yeah, and then how many pounds down, if any, again, because I'm lifting weights and I know muscle weigh more than fat does, then the scale is going to take longer to go down because I'm lifting weights, which is making me heavier than fat. So I don't know if that's a good thing to try to keep track of. I'll still keep track of it, but I don't know if that's a good goal to have to be down by a certain number of pounds by the end of January. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this as I'm talking to you. So, thank you for listening while I while I talk it through. Um, Maybe inches. I should definitely track my inches. I haven't tracked inches at all, so I should definitely measure those. Because when I look at myself, still look like myself in my brain. I still look like the 307-pound person that I was when I got here in Malaysia in September 2024. But I know on the scale, it doesn't say 307 anymore. It says between 249 and 252. And I also know that my joints don't hurt like they were hurting before. So I know there's a difference. I also know a few of my clothes I can't fit anymore, for sure. I just threw away some clothes yesterday. So there has been some changes. And I think weight is so much, I think weight loss is an easy thing to go after for myself and most people because you can see the number on the scale getting smaller. You can see your clothes, getting looser. You can notice changes. I've also had people telling me I look smaller, right? But how do you measure that with weights? Like, how do I measure I'm stronger? I don't know I've never measured, am I stronger before? Is that like doing more reps, doing more sets? I don't know. Higher weights, I imagine. So yeah, I need to sit down and figure that out and get some goals down fast before I'm just like, meh. Because you know what it is? You know what it is when I really think about it? I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. Yep, that's what it is. I'm bored. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? Like, I don't really see anything changing. And so in my brain, it's like, okay, maybe it's time to do something else. That's why I'm like, let me fast for 2 weeks and get like 20 pounds off. And then I feel like I've done something and then go back to, lifting weights. But Armand said, don't get off track. And he's probably right. Cause it's already painful enough when you first start, when I first started lifting weights 4 weeks ago till now, it was already enough with the soreness and the pain and like just getting adjusted and getting my body used to doing the movements, whether it was with the free weights or the machine. So to have to start that process over, not completely over, but just to have to start that over a little bit after taking 2 weeks off, I don't really want to do that either. Like I want to keep the momentum going. So, but I just feel like, yeah, I'm not seeing super fast shifts, as far as really probably because I'm not seeing anything on the scale. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? This is boring. It's not doing anything. I'm bored. And I'm definitely bored with food. I'm like, I'm not completely, I'm sorry. Okay. I have some figuring out to do. I have some studying to do. I need to do that. But thank you for listening to me because I was just going over this in my head over and over and over again about like feelings. And I was feeling overwhelmed and yeah, it wasn't getting me anywhere. So thank you for listening. Now that I've gotten this out and I kind of understand where I am and what I need, now I have to go into research mode and do some researching as far as how to measure my progress with weight training and get some goals laid out and start tracking that. And I think that's going to help me, stay focused, even though I'm bored, stay focused, stay on the path. Yeah, I want to get some short-term goals going because I think that really helped me. I think having goals for every 4 weeks, every month is going to help. If I have to think about a year from now, then I will really think I have way too much time, more time than I do. And I'm like, oh, I'll start next week. Oh, I'll start next month. Oh, I'll start next quarter. Da 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 da. And before I know it, I'll look up and it's been a year and a half, and nothing has changed. So I don't want to do that. So I got to get on setting me some, mini milestones in between. Um, but yeah, I say all that to say thank you for listening, boo. I hope you're doing fantastically well. Let me know. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.